Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Alan Wake. Previously we have, oh man, it's been a ride. Should go back and watch the previous episodes if you haven't yet. Barry's just arrived. He's our manager, and he's not broken us out of prison, but he came and picked us up.
What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high? Have you been drinking?
Barry.
No! Look, Barry,
He
I'm
makes
missing
everything
a week,
better.
and someone's got Alice.
Do you
and
understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
Let's go and talk to this guy.
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Oh, Max.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Seriously, Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper.
Yes, I
Those
can.
situations always end up in disaster.
So yeah, our wife's been
Talk
kidnapped,
to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my
and like
call.
all good.
Can we talk about this later?
No, this whole thing is... Listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
Sorry, Barry, but it's all real.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too.
Alright.
If you have any trouble finding it, just keep your eyes on the radio mast. It's right below that.
Excellent.
Oh, and hey, if you take a walk in the woods, watch your steps so you don't end up like Max. I guess I'm a little worried. We got a bunch of campers out there we haven't heard from. It's not like these people are on a schedule, but with the traps, well, you know, I just don't want any trouble.
Right, thanks.
Well, don't sound too enthusiastic, Alan.
Look, Al, you're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof into thin air, a guy who was bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight at him. You hear that from people who end up spending time in padded rooms, strapped to their beds, wearing white shirts with too long tangled up sleeves, and eating a healthy diet of pills. Al, you make cruel jokes about people who believe that kind of stuff. You're the skeptic. You gave me an hour-long lecture on homeopathy last month. What was it? If there's no proof, it's pure bullshit. Period.
Guess the laugh's on me then.
Al, come on! I mean, okay. Okay, maybe something weird happened to you, okay?
Well, thanks for the heartfelt vote of confidence.
All I'm saying is you gotta throw me a bone here, bestseller. What would you think if it was me? There's no way you should be going out at midnight with a gun.
No one asked you to come here, Barry. Either work with me on this or go straight back to New York.
Look at his hand gestures.
That's just crazy talk, Al. Al? Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. But you're my best friend and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
I have him on speed dial. Oh, Barry.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be deliverance all over again. I'll wait here, Al. I'll hold down the fort. I'll be with you in spirit every step of the way, Al. Walk through the door now.
Alright, thanks, Barry. Thanks, Beza.
Barry had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry. I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
Crime and punishment. The cancer and cure of civilization. But some crimes are impossible to punish, especially in Night Springs.
I love these shows.
Tonight's episode, The Man in the Mirror.
Man in the Mirror.
He's inside, Agent. He's a weird one.
So, you're confessing to killing that guy, huh? Why?
And it coming?
Yeah, but why would you do that? I mean, you're a nice guy. Normal. Took a kid to a soccer game. So how come at the game, you pick a guy and, quoting from the arresting officer's report here, assault the victim's head area repeatedly with the weapon of choice being a pair of bare fists? Wow, that sentence really flows, huh? Maybe you're not the literary type. Okay, so you mess him up. But why? Who was that guy? We couldn't ID him. Why would a guy like you do him like that?
I didn't like his face?
Well, you must have hated it, because you really went to town there. I mean, there's no way to tell what he looked like. No ID on him either.
That must be difficult.
But then we ran the fingerprints. Got a match. Your prints. Identical.
Huh, how about that?
Your son said you were wearing a white shirt when you took him to the game. The white shirt is on the dead guy.
It's plenty red now.
You won't get away with this.
Do you really think that's in any way relevant to me? I had plenty of time to talk to my boy before the cops arrived, you know? He won't stop screaming, am I right? You think he's ever gonna be okay? I left my mark. Believe me.
You bastard.
What? You gonna shoot me? What's the point? I'm going to prison. You got me.
I don't understand any of this.
And you never will. Don't worry. Maybe you'll see me again, Agent. Maybe in the mirror.
That was actually a really bad one.
Rose knew that Rusty was in love with her, and she liked him too. She liked him a lot. He taught her to dance, and life had certainly taught her the value of a man who was gentle. He treated her well, made her smile, made her feel good. But Rusty wasn't the prince of her dreams, and that tended to underline the unbearable truth. She was no closer to that Hollywood magic than he was.
Oh, poor old Rose. Another manuscript page. They're everywhere here.
The air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page.
Uh-oh.
The vision left me weak. This was no head injury. Rusty? Damn.
Rusty, hang on! Oh God! I'm coming! Please, help me! Anybody?
The visitor center was sturdy, but the impact turned the front of the building into splinters. Rusty was thrown across the lobby like a rag doll and hit the far wall hard. It didn't hurt until he tried to move and saw his leg bend the wrong way, felt the broken ribs stabbing him on the inside. Rusty howled in
Oh,
pain
no.
and fear, suddenly afraid to die alone.
Poor old Rusty. I'll be there soon, mate.
The ranger's office was locked. I'd need a key to get in.
Help me. Somebody.
Hello?
Back here. I'm back here. Hey, please help me. Mr. Wake? Oh, hell. It happened just the way it was on that page.
What?
I found. Came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must... The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back.
Whatever did this couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened. The only way to make sure that Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on.
Oh, come on, mate. Alright. I better grab this because that's going to tell us what's going to happen in the next room.
At the last instant, I changed direction and threw myself down. The axe splintered the trunk of a tree. I stumbled into the pool of bright light. My lungs burned. I was too exhausted to move. I tensed as I waited for the killing blow, but it never came. I raised my head. Nothing moved in the darkness beyond. For the moment, bathed in the cold light, I was safe.
So you're safe in the light. There it is. Oh,
I was too late. Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on.
Rusty, no.
Rusty!
The ground was covered with glowing patches that looked like liquid darkness.
You better not have hurt Max, you bastard. Someone behind me? Oh no, I stood in the goo. Yeah, alright. So don't stand in the goo. Rusty, where are you, mate? Where's
Something
Max?
had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
Please! Don't feed the animals. Fishing! For those visitors who purchase a park.
Rusty?
Obey!
Rusty? Rusty, no!
Never. Closer than 100 yards. Two bears and wolves. Never approach any other wildlife closer than 500 yards. Pets must be leashed. Never leave your pet unattended. It is against the law.
Oh no, reload, reload quicker! Oh, Rusty. It's like a double ammo thing you do with the... Whew. Alright. Well, before we carry on, I reckon we're gonna leave this here. Go and grab some more ammo. And next episode we'll carry on pushing forwards to Lover's Peak. We'll just recatch our breath. So guys, like always, thank you so much for coming to hang out with me today. I really appreciate it. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on the next episode of Alan Wake. And we'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.